What's up, everyone? Today we're in Sydney, Australia with just $100 to survive 24 hours. Can we see the iconic sights, eat amazing food, and have an epic adventure without going broke? We're going to find out if you can truly experience Sydney on a shoestring budget. Every single dollar counts, and we're tracking every cent to see how far this budget can take us. From the stunning harbour to the famous beaches, we're pushing this budget to its limit. This is the ultimate guide to Sydney on a budget, and we're taking you along for every step. Let's do this. The clock starts now. First things first, we need breakfast. In a city where coffee can cost $5, this is our first hurdle. I walked past fancy cafes with overpriced avocado toast, my stomach rumbling. Then I found a tiny local cafe packed with locals, a good sign. The smell of fresh coffee and pastries hit me, and I knew this was the place. I scanned the menu for something under $10 and found a brekkie roll special with bacon, egg, and coffee for $7. This was a game changer, saving us a huge chunk of our budget. The atmosphere was warm and full of life, a real piece of Sydney. The roll was hot, the bacon crispy, and the coffee perfect. This wasn't just food, it was strategy. This cafe taught me the first rule of budget travel: go where the locals go. Avoid the main streets, explore the alleyways, and find incredible value. We came for a cheap meal, but found a genuine slice of Sydney life. With a full stomach and a happy wallet, I was ready for whatever came next. This $7 breakfast didn't just feed me, it gave me a massive confidence boost. It proved that this challenge is possible. We're not just surviving in Sydney, we're thriving. Now, with $93 still in our pocket, it's time for our next move. Let's go see that famous harbour. You can't come to Sydney and not see the Opera House and Harbour Bridge up close. Tourist harbour cruises can cost a fortune, but I found a smarter way. We're using Sydney's public transport system, taking a ferry to Bondi Beach for just over $5. We get the same million-dollar views as the tourist boats, for a fraction of the price. The moment we stepped onto the ferry, I knew we'd made the right choice. The city's skyline opened up, and the harbour bridge was breathtaking. As we cruised, the Sydney Opera House came into full view, glowing in the sun. I was filming like crazy, capturing every angle. The journey itself was an adventure, with the wind in my hair and the water sparkling. This ferry ride is the best value-for-money tourist attraction in Sydney. You get a tour of the harbour, a trip to a beautiful beach, and an unforgettable memory. As we pulled into Manly Wharf, I felt like we'd unlocked a secret level of the game. We started with a budget breakfast, and now we've had a world-class harbour cruise for pocket change. Our budget is holding strong, and our spirits are high. Sydney is throwing its best at us, and we are knocking it out of the park. Now let's go explore this famous beach. After the ferry ride, we're stepping back in time in the Rocks district, the oldest part of Sydney. Exploring this area is completely free, and our budget is safe. Walking through these cobblestone streets feels like discovering a hidden city. We stumbled upon hidden courtyards, old-fashioned candy shops, and tiny art galleries. Then we found the Rocks markets, alive with stalls selling everything imaginable. Our challenge is to not spend any money here. The energy is amazing, with live music and people from all over the world. We joined a free walking tour, learning insane stories about the area's history. It adds depth to the experience when you understand the stories behind the old buildings. We found incredible street art and public installations hidden in the laneways. It's an amazing mix of old and new, showing the city's evolution. This is a content goldmine, and it's costing us nothing. I could spend an entire day just wandering here. It's so different from the modern parts of the city, full of character and soul. This is a reminder that the best things to do in a city don't have an entrance fee. We spent hours here and didn't spend a single cent. Our budget remains at $87.50. We've added a massive culturally rich experience to our day without making a dent in our wallet. But all this walking has made me hungry again. It's time to figure out our next meal, and I have a plan that involves another one of Sydney's most iconic views. It's lunchtime and we're going for a supermarket picnic to save money. We got a fresh loaf of bread, local cheese, sliced ham, apples, and water for about $14. We're taking our budget lunch to the Royal Botanic Garden, a massive oasis of green with free admission. We found a grassy hill with a jaw-dropping view of the Sydney Opera House and Harbour Bridge. People pay hundreds for restaurant views half as good as this. We laid out our picnic, feeling like it was the most luxurious meal of my life. This proves you don't need to spend a lot to have five-star experiences. We finished our lunch and soaked in the view. We've had an incredible morning and we've still got over $70 left. We've eaten well, seen world-famous landmarks, explored history, and had a picnic in paradise. The challenge is going better than I could have imagined. Sydney is an expensive city, but we are finding ways to beat the system at every turn. After our picnic, it's time for some culture at the Museum of Contemporary Art. General admission to see their permanent collections is completely free. Walking into the MCA is an experience with bright, open galleries. We're not art experts, but the point is to see what catches your eye. We spent over an hour wandering through different floors, seeing massive installations and intricate paintings. It's a sensory overload in the best way. One of the coolest things was an interactive piece where visitors could add their own contributions. It's about connection and shared experience. The MCA has a rooftop terrace with a spectacular view of the Opera House and Harbour Bridge. We got a free viewing platform along with our art experience. We left the museum feeling inspired and energized, with our wallets just as full. We've added a major cultural institution to our itinerary for $0. This is how you pack a day with incredible experiences on a budget. Now, for our next act, we're going to tackle one of the most famous coastal walks in the world. We've taken a bus to Bondi Beach for the Bondi to Coogee Coastal Walk. This 6-kilometer walk along the cliffs costs absolutely nothing. The views are insane from the first step, with the Pacific Ocean to your left. The walk takes you past stunning beaches and coves, each more beautiful than the last. This isn't just a walk, it's an adventure. You're climbing staircases, crossing bridges, and discovering hidden spots. We saw surfers, sunbathers, and even a pod of dolphins. This is the ultimate free activity, combining exercise, nature, and stunning scenery. We took our time, stopping to sit on benches and stare at the ocean. The scale of it all is humbling, a reminder of our planet's beauty. This walk is a 10 out of 10, a must-do for anyone visiting Sydney. After 2 hours, we arrived at Coogee Beach, tired but exhilarated. We conquered the coastal walk, packing so much into this day while keeping our budget in check. Now, there's just one thing left to do: watch the sunset. The day is almost over, and what an incredible day it has been. We've pushed our $100 budget to the limit and experienced the best of Sydney. For our final act, we're heading to Darling Harbour to watch the sunset, costing us $0. We found the perfect spot on a public pier, with a clear view of the water and city skyline. As the sun dipped lower, the sky changed to shades of orange, pink, and purple. The colors reflected off the water and glass buildings, creating a shimmering spectacle. Sitting there, watching the sky explode with color, I reflected on everything we did today. We started with just $100 and created a lifetime of memories. This challenge was about proving that adventure is accessible to everyone. It's about being creative, doing your research, and choosing experiences over expensive things. This sunset feels like a reward for all the smart choices we made today. The best things in life really are free. This experience has changed how I think about travel. You don't need a huge budget to see the world, just a sense of adventure. As the last sliver of sun disappeared, I felt an overwhelming sense of accomplishment. We conquered Sydney with just $100, and we have over $70 to spare. This day has been one for the books, thanks to planning and adventure. And that is a wrap on our $100 Sydney challenge. Thank you for coming along on this wild ride. We proved that with creativity, you can have a world-class adventure in an expensive city without breaking the bank. I am exhausted, but my heart is full. If you enjoyed this adventure and want to see more budget challenges, please consider subscribing to the channel. Your support allows me to keep traveling and creating videos that inspire you to have your own adventures. We're building a community that believes travel should be for everyone, not just the wealthy. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.